Hi, Marcello Lisi here from Shasta, California. I'm in my daily thinking spot, surrounded by nature, and I wanted to share a little something with you. I've been coaching people for about a year and a half now in network marketing, helping them to understand the industry and build themselves a good business, as I'm doing so today myself. There's one thing that keeps on coming up over and over again, and it's compensation plans. Most people don't understand how they're going to get paid. And the question I always ask is, well, would you ever start a job without knowing are you going to get paid? And 100% of the time people say, no, I would never start a job without knowing how I was going to get paid. Well, why is it so differently in network marketing? The thing is, we really don't know how to look at network marketing compensation plans. And some of them are extremely complicated, let me tell you. But here's a simple tip for you to figure out if the compensation plan of the company that either you're with or you're looking at is good or not. Let me share it with you. And that way is to first figure out, well, what is the minimum amount you have to order every month, and then determine how many people you would need actively ordering within your entire team to make the income that you want to make. Now, isn't that quite simple? Yeah, it is. Because here's what happens. When you start to look at these figures and you start to figure out how many people you need actively ordering your products every month to make a residual income of X number of dollars, you can determine if it's really worth your time and your effort. And I always like to give a reference point. And the reference point that I always tell people to look at is figure out, crunch the numbers. How many people do you need actively ordering in your team the minimum that the company requires you to order to make $10,000 a month? And the reason I give $10,000 is because it's a simple value to calculate to. And secondly, well, if you want to make $20,000, multiply by 2. If you want to make $5,000, divided by 2. If you want to make $1,000, divided by 10. So $10,000 is a great way to determine if the compensation plan is good or not. Here's the sad thing about this, though. When you start to look at the industry and you start to look at many different companies like I have, and you average it all out, you start to realize that in order for an individual today in network marketing to make $10,000 a month, they'd have to build a team, a group of about 2,500 people. Now, how likely is that to happen? Not very likely. This is one of the main reasons why people fail and don't make much money in network marketing. That's the sad part. But here's the good news. Once you start to look at compensation plans from this perspective, you start to notice things. You start to notice, hey, with this company I need 10,000 people to make 10 grand a month. Definitely not a good opportunity. And I've seen worse than that, by the way. Other companies, 5,000. Other companies, 2,000 people to make $10,000 a month. Other companies, 1,000. I've even seen companies where you can make $10,000 a month with less than 400 people. So if you look at it from a part-time person's perspective, and they're in a company where they need 2,500 people to make 10,000, well, that would mean that for the part-time person working 1 or 2 hours a night to make only $1,000 of extra income, they'd have to have a team of 250 people actively ordering. Now, how likely is that to happen for your part-time person? Not very likely. Yet, if you're in a company where you need less than 400 people to make $10,000 a month, divide that by 10 now. That means that your part-time person can make $1,000 of extra income with less than 40 people. Now, that's a lot more doable for your part-time person than 250 people. So here's the way I like to look at it, is that what are you really worth? And what I mean by that is that, let's say, for example, you're building a business and in network marketing, and you have to build a team of 2,500 people to make $10,000 a month, and your next door neighbor is in a company where he needs less than 400 people to make $10,000 a month. Well, you're both putting in the same effort into building your business, but you're maybe making $5 to $10 an hour, versus your next door neighbor putting in the same level of effort is making $200 and greater per hour. I think your time and your effort is worth $200 an hour. If you don't agree, well, that's okay. So when you start to look at compensation plans from this perspective, you can literally determine if it's a good opportunity or not. Even if you're full-time in this business today, well, think of it this way. If you're making $20,000 a month, you have about 5,000 people in your team, and you're making $20,000 a month. Well, if you were in another opportunity where you can make $10,000 with less than 400 people, what would your check be today? So I hope this helps, and I'll be sharing some more tips soon. At the bottom of this video, I put a website where you can learn more about network marketing and how to build it from this perspective, looking at it critically. So go download, go to the website, take a look. There's an ebook there called Success in 10 Steps, which has really helped me out a lot, made me understand this industry a lot better, and has made me very successful, and today I'm enjoying that. So hope the best for all of you. See you guys all at the top. Take care now.